And welcome back to another episode. If you can remember last week, Dave says we're all on holiday. I think he was saying he's on holiday and Jack's away, but I'm here. So they have left me with all this mess everywhere. And you've probably seen in the thumbnail, we've got another car. But before you go, you know, come on, Cozzy, Salika, Colton, all the other cars we've got to get through. We haven't bought this car. So it's the Mrs. Dad's car, and I've been promising him for about a year, I think, that I was going to do this bits to it. So I'm going to have a good tidy up whilst Dave's in Italy, I think, on this, he ain't getting married, he's at a wedding. Jack is in Manchester, seeing a comedian, but then he's on a stag do, basically living it up in, I think, Germany or France. So I'm going to get all this lot tidied up and I'm here. You know, but I don't want to work on the Cozzy, don't want to work on that because Dave isn't here and I don't know what I'm doing on it. So yeah, I'll just stick to my little things, what I'm doing with the Mrs. Dad. Shelving, it's disappeared because we're halfway in a build. I'm not going to show it yet because we're going to do a full episode on that with the Car Cartel HQ. We need racking. Get at us if you do racking or you've got racking. We'll pay cash monies, do you know what I mean? I'll get this tidy, you'll see the car and you're going to see what we're going to do with it. I've had a tidy up in the unit, as well, a sort of a tidy up. Big Coles here, and as you've guessed it from probably the thumbnail, his Subaru. So we're gonna have a little chat about that, see what we've got to fit, and hopefully get cracking on it. And hopefully it's a solid one and it doesn't go through the ramp when I jack it up. So what have we got here then, mate?
New drop links, new suspension, new top mounts,
wheels.
New wheels.
Basically, how long have you had this for now, Cole?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
All you've really done to this car, and that was quite recently, and a lot of people will be, I mean, it's going to be a toss-up between these two wheels now. You bought them wheels probably 12 months ago.
They've done 500 miles.
500 mile. So we bought these because this car was completely standard, weren't it? And you was itching for kind of a different look. After 10 years, you wanted to, like, you know, spice it back up a bit. So he was doing me head in with these wheels. I was like, mate, you've got to get like speed lines or something like that. Anyway, he found these bowler wheels. Even though he loves Subarus, he don't like Subarus with gold wheels. So apparently these are bronze.
They're bronze.
So met halfway with that. So these are 17s. I think you bought a wheelbase or something like that. And they were machined properly for this.
To 45 offset.
Yeah, so it's got the
correct. 35 on, but they are 45.
Yeah, because they machined the back of them or whatever to get them to fit the Subaru. So these will be up for sale and they're absolutely mint. And like we said, you bought them 12 months ago, but you've done like 500 miles. So it's clean. It is a clean car. Where we're going to get into this, he bought another one of these. Basically, he's a butcher, and butchers like talking to everyone. And he speaking to someone, and the guy had it from brand new, didn't he? Not this one, the silver one, what he bought. Full leather and everything. It was top spec, but it done like 200,000 miles, hadn't it? He bought that because we've pinched the wheels off it, which are these Pro Drive wheels, which we've had City Powder Coats refurbish them, and they're absolutely mint. These wheels are like an optional extra, and I think they come on the P1. P1 standard, don't they? But these wheels to buy a fortune, aren't they? 1200. About 1200 quid, something like that. The other thing we've got on that other estate was on the silver estate, which we're breaking up for bits. So message me if you need any bits. Full Pro Drive disc and pads, which are bigger. These come with a four-pot Subaru caliper, same as what's on Dave's Classic. Because of the stud pattern on these, even though this is the 05, these are not 5x114 like my Evo, where the STIs are. because I think it's
Wide track.
wide track the STI is and has a different stud pattern.
100.
Yeah, so these are 5x100, which are the same as what the classics are on Dave Subaru. So finding nice wheels, you can't just put STI wheels on these because you have to change all the hubs. He's got these Alcon Pro Drive brakes, which they're another, how much are they? You can still buy them. £2.5 to buy. So he bought the whole car, the silver one, not this one, for £1,000. Nicked the wheels off, he nicked the brakes, they're getting refurbed. This is a Pro Drive car.
Pro Drive anyway.
Yeah, it's got a Pro Drive pack on, which you get the Pro Drive exhaust system, I think it's cat back. You get a Y pipe on the intercooler, from the turbo to the intercooler, and then it has a map. Because I think these are about 220 standard.
225.
Yeah, 225, and then the Pro Drive pack takes it to what,
70. 260, yeah.
260, 70, yeah. The reason you took it off the road for a bit, it sounded a bit clunky, knocking, banging, and he was just like, I need to get this all sorted. So he bought this Pedders suspension kit, which comes with shocks, springs, top mounts. My model is just going to model it now. So look, that comes with everything. So you're not just replacing the shocker and you're not just replacing the spring, it's the top mount. And these I think are cambered as well. It's a lowering spring as well, so it's going to sit lower. We're going to fit all this and it'll have to be all tracked up. We're going to fit these wheels, which are 18s and they're 17s. So it's going to look smart, I think. Hopefully this gets rid of this knocking and banging. We thought all the lads were here, but they've all buggered off, haven't they? So we've bought, where are they, Carl?
Box full of cakes today, though. And Jacko. For them.
Look at that. Bought treats, so
Sausage
just me and
rolls.
you, mate. See, look, he's doing more work than Dave already. Anyway, we'll crack on. The wheels are off. Like I said, messages, he wants to sell them, so anyone's interested, 5x100. It don't look too bad in here. It's a bit, obviously, some dirt and bits and bobs, but for the age of the car, it isn't that bad. Doesn't look like anything's popped. And I've had a good look round on all of them. So we've got to just basically get this shocker out now, disconnect a few things, ABS, brake lines and stuff like that. Get these bolts undone, do them free in the top. That should get that out. Get the new one in, and then we've got new drop links. So it's got these little drop links down there, and then on the rear, obviously same again, it's a shocker and the spring similar to the front, and then it's got these like a D shape, C shape drop links. Yeah, so we've got them as well. So get all that on, get the wheels on. Like I say, because it's going lower, it's going to need, I think there's all camber adjustment all here. So we need to loosen all this up really and get it so it's moving for when they set all the camber up and adjustment, so it's all nice. Because obviously it's going lower, it adjusts all the camber, if you understand what I mean. So that needs all correcting so your tyres don't wear and it don't drive like an absolute dog. So shocks are out now. Obviously you can see which is the old and which is the new. But these Pedders suspension, if you're listening Pedders, I think you do some for me Ranger. If this gets enough views, send me some over and I'll fit them to me Ranger and I'll do a video on that. But let's just have a quick look, because there is some differences and you can automatically see it when you look at the top mount. You see the position of that top of that nut, and then this top mount on this one, the nut's just straight in the centre. So that's going to give you obviously some camber and caster, because it's going to sit it more at, I can get it in, at an angle. Am I right in saying that? This is what we're saying, this needs all, obviously when you do a job like this it needs tracking back up afterwards anyway, but that is an adjustment from standard. And then these springs are shorter. How much did it lower it by, Carl?
30.
On a WRX, that lowers it 30 mil.
Lowers it 30.
Because STIs are lowered standard, because you can fit springs on, STI springs on that would lower it a little bit. I don't know.
You can,
Get in the
put
comments.
STI springs on it.
Yeah, and it lowers it a little bit, doesn't it? So you can fit these to your STI as well, but
they are close to OEM anyway.
Huh?
They're quite close to OEM.
Yeah. So this is just a road car, innit, Cole? You're not going on any track days and doing donuts everywhere. He might do, or I might do when he's not here.
Yeah,
or Dave will, definitely. But
taking the key with me.
yeah, he's taking the keys with him. But yeah, this is gonna obviously drop this car down lower and stiffen it up. He'll be ringing me up next week and go, mate, can you take these shockers off because they're just doing me head in, they're too stiff.
They might not be on by next week.
Yeah. If it's the rate how these two go and the rest of it, it'll be here forever, mate. So just fitting the front shocker in now, and these pedals, they supply, the top has a camber bolt in from the standard, and then the bottom bolt hole is just a fixed normal bolt, but they supply a camber bolt. It's got like a different kind of rotation on that, so when you spin that, that will move that back and forth, but obviously it moves it like that, so you can then chucks that either way on that. So there's more adjustment. So they're pretty good, these shocks. There's quite a lot of adjustment with them, especially with, now you can see I've got that in, where that normally sits in the middle, that's sitting more across and obviously further back. How you getting on with your nuts, Cole? Trapped them?
Nearly trapped my nuts there.
It's basically that time now. Wheel time. So all I'm going to do now, bring it down, check over I've tightened everything up in the wheel arch area, and then we're getting onto these then, getting these on. Colin isn't here, he's at work, butchering, you know, doing whatever butchers do. So he's left me fitting his lovely new, like I say, these are OZ wheels, but actually Med Pro Drive. So yeah, the centre caps, I've ordered some, just plastic cap, and then I've got a Pro Drive sticker, because the genuine caps which are in here, which I've also picked up the original wheel bolts, but they're the original OZ Pro Drive cap. These caps you can get new on eBay or whatever, they're like £300 to £400 just for a set of caps. So I've just ordered like a blank cap, and then it's got like a Pro Drive sticker, until Colin can put his hand in his pocket and get some proper Pro Drive caps. Like I said, because this is a Pro Drive pack car, you want to see this little sneaky thing they've done? I noticed this on the other donor car, which we nicked the bits off. That is obviously a cat, and that's a cat. So that's your first cat and second one. But on a Pro Drive pack car, they put that in, and it's just there's a pipe in there. Literally, there's nothing inside there, it's just a pipe that goes straight through, and they just put that little cap on. So it still passes on the emissions and that, but if it weren't a Pro Drive pack car, you have a cap there, and obviously then this is Pro Drive exhaust. Right, let's get it down, check the bits, get the wheels on, see what she looks like, how she sits. The other thing is, which I'll just go over, camber bolts. You can't really see them because they're right up there. I've marked them and then set them the same both sides. I have got some like fast road settings for this car, which we'll check on when we do the tracking. Wheels are on then. And I think it's looking good so far. We need to let this down and see what it sits like ride height wise. Definitely seen blower on the front. At the back at the minute, it's sitting quite up, but it's just come down on the ramp, so we need to let it settle really. So just took her out for a little spin. If you're watching, Cole, treated it like your daughter, mate. Like a princess. But no, it looks it's settled a bit now. It is definitely lower, and you can definitely see some more camber on the front. But yeah, tracking wise, it's nearly there. It just needs a little bit of adjustment, which we knew it would. And personally, I think these wheels look great. And he's gone for an OME Plus look with OME parts, you know what I mean? It's Pro Drive, you know what I mean? Full Pro Drive kit now, apart from the brakes, which we need to do when he gets that done. Obviously this wheel needs changing. He's got the Pro Drive brakes, which are a lot bigger, and the discs obviously fit this stud pattern. I think they're Alcon with Pro Drive written all over them, so he's getting them refurbed, but they're a big brake and they really fill the wheel out. It looked really good with that. And like I said, we've got a donor car, silver one, but we nicked all the wheels off and the brakes and all the bits. If you need any bits, get in the comments. I can let me know what you need and I can tell you if I've got it. But no, the car is clean. Told me not to get it dusty, tried not to. As you can see by the plate, he's into Motown. Don't even know what that is. Is that where you mow? Is that a mowing, lawn mowing enthusiast? I know he's going to kill me for mentioning this. He did have a Supra, not like that shape one, the is it Mark III, and that was absolutely mint, and he sold that like stupidly cheap to his mate, and his mate sold it for millions of quids, and he's really gutted. But this is now his pride and joy, because this was his daily, and obviously his Supra was his kind of car what he used on the weekends, but now this is his car he used on the weekends. He's got a little Mini Cooper estate thing. Loves his estates, as you can see. We'll get this loaded up now, get it tracked up, get that wheel on, because Colin ain't seen this, so we'll get his first opinions on it and see what he thinks. Right, let's get it loaded. All tracked up, ready to go. So I think it looks 10 times better. The only thing that's letting it down is these centre caps. Shame they didn't come in time, but Colin hasn't seen this yet. He's finished work, so I'm going to go and pick him up, see what he thinks. Hopefully he don't go, no, I want the other wheels on, but I don't think he will. I don't think he will. Settled down now. That size top wheel and tyre is just right on this car. I mean, it looks good. Even some people don't like the wagons, but they look good, the wagons. Dave had a wagon, classic STI. Kind of my fault he bought it, lasted 3 days. Blew up. I'm sure Dave would agree. I know he's not here, and Jack, but I think they'll say, looks right, that does. Right, let's go get Colin and see what he says.
Look at this Scooby then.
Well, you got your bag, mate.
Tyre shine.
Oh, it's going to shine the tyre. So this is literally first impressions.
Wow, look at that.
You liking it, mate?
Smart that is. Looks,
So take the wheels back off and put the gold ones back, well, bronze ones.
they look awesome.
Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, they sit in better as well, don't they?
That's what I'm saying to you, they sit, it's the right size wheel for the car, if you understand what I mean.
Them others stuck out a bit far.
Yeah, because I think, I didn't know this until you told me, the non-wagon version of this, WRX, the arches are boxier, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got a box arch.
Box arch, and yeah, these have got like a flatter arch. I didn't know this until Colin said, because I tried siding the front wings to someone. Well, I was saying to Jack the other day, once I've done this job, it's only your patio now what you've been waiting for. How long have you been waiting for the patio for?
3 years.
So I've got a few more years yet till I do the patio, because I've done this.
I'll let you off for another couple of years. Yeah, it looks awesome, mate. Well pleased.
Good, isn't it?
Big shout out to Car Cartel.
Yeah.
Especially Richard.
Well, you're in Dave's pocket now, mate. Because you used his ramp. So you're in his silk line pocket. He's going to be coming for you saying, that was my ramp, Colin, what you did all that work on.
I bought him cakes, but he weren't here.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Snooze you lose.
Colin, have you got £1 on the smart car?
I've got £3 on there.
You bought 3 coffees?
Yeah, I'll buy some more now you've done that.
Well, there you go. This is what I'm on about. So, like Colin, buy us some beers. Get him on.
Some more definitely now.
Thanks, mate. Hold on, I've got you to do some camera work. He's brought his tyre shine the tyres up. Have this camera, face it to me. So that's the end of the episode for this week. Unfortunately, Dave and Jack aren't in it, so the banter obviously hasn't been as good. We've done everything even more wrong, probably. But if you've liked Colin's Scooby, get in the comments. His wheels are for sale, so if you want his old wheels, get in the comments. And we're breaking a silver one, so if you need any bits, get in touch, because we've got loads of little bits and bobs. But what do you think of Colin's Scoob? Do you like it? We've got to do the brakes on it at some point. That'll be in another year's time. But yeah, like, follow, share and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks,